Sit down.
I'm going to sit down.
All right.
Really quick.
All right. So what do you want to know about the
lawyers and judges.
lawyers and judges and whomever?
Yeah.
All right. About what? Concerning fraud?
Yeah.
All right.
Like you said.
All right. We call them state actors.
Right.
All right. Technically, lawyers, judges, prosecutors, ADAs, crooked cops. All right. We're talking about the crooked cops now, not the good ones.
Right.
Because you got two different kinds.
Yeah.
You got the good ones that help the society out, and then you have the bad ones that extort money from the people.
Right.
In a deceptive way or manipulative way called fraud. Technically, they all have no immunity.
Yeah.
Because of fraud. Now, the issue with fraud is if they commit a fraud, and how do you say that? If they commit a fraud, and when you sue them individually and personally, they're not going to have no immunity at all because, first of all, they are exceeding the expectations of their offices. All right, these state actors, they exceed their expectations of their offices in a way that they want to try to make money off of you, and they try to want to manipulate. And the issue with that is that when there's a contract, everything is contracts, and for a contract to be completely valid, all parties must agree upon that contract. So if there is someone that disagrees, and especially if you reserve your rights, it's called reservation of rights, that voids everything out. So the issue isn't a traffic citation, the issue is fraud. All right, what else would you like to know?
I can't think now. That was the question.
That was the question?
Yeah.
All right. So like I said, basically they are all stripped of their immunity, and you go after them personally. You know, and even when you bring them to federal court, or any court you bring them to, they are all, basically what's going to happen, they're all going to basically say that they're just doing their job.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're going to be pointing their fingers at everybody else.
Yeah.
That he made me do this, he made me do that, but they're not going to want to take the liability on their own criminal actions. And a lot of them, what they do, they falsify business records. They create false business entries, violating state laws. You know, and every state has their own law to that.
Yeah.
Not only they do that, they break federal laws. They break constitutional laws. You know, the constitutional is a contract, and they are bound by that contract. But you know, I've already witnessed you trying to argue the Constitution in court, they just laugh at you. And they do that, and you have to know the right challenge under the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, 12B, that is. And that is lack of subject matter jurisdiction. That's actually one way to go about it, and there's so many ways you can go about it. Just like there's so many ways to skin a cat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a million ways to skin a cat. You know, the same way if you challenge their authority for not having authority, because it is already proven already. You know, English is English. You know, I'm not speaking Spanish. I'm not speaking Chinese. You know, all laws that are repugnant to the Constitution are null and void. So if something's null and void, it doesn't exist.
Right.
You know, and that's actually for everything. That's for laws, and that's for rules. You know, and just because they say something doesn't really mean it's a law. They could say something that's just a rule. But when you ask them to produce documents that is a law, they are definitely unable to produce these documents. And by them not doing that, they lose by default. So they have to rebuttal the arguments. the facts of a case.
Mhm.
And that's really what the originally issue is.
Oh, okay.
The issue isn't the traffic violation. That's really not the issue. You know, the issue is the trespass under common law.
Mhm.
And really what the law is agreement or trespass. All parties must have a mutual agreement. It's called a meeting of the minds, and if there is no mutual agreement, it is a trespass.
Mhm.
You know, there has to be consent, a consensual agreement. And that is another issue why they do not have jurisdiction. There's probably over 10 issues the reason why they do not have jurisdiction, especially in given traffic violations. That's what right now we're talking about is traffic
Oh,
violations.
Right, I see.
You know, so basically it's the paper soldier that's going to go into army and battle and destroy everybody involved, including the de facto judge, the prosecutor, the crooked cop, all his associates, everybody that co-conspires with him is basically dragged down.
Mhm.
And basically what it is you're giving them a shovel and you're saying, here, dig your own grave.
Mhm.
You know, you don't even have to put a gun to anybody's head. They just do it willingly.
Mhm.
You know, and they already know the law already. So you do not have to really teach them the law because they already know this already.
Mhm.
You know, but what they do, they ignore it and they intentionally break state laws and federal laws.
Mhm.
You know, there's so many cases. You know, I've already seen so many cases already and have litigated so many cases. And once it's public record, it's public record.
Mhm.
You know, it only takes, like I said, what I said, it only takes like 10 minutes to
Yeah.
destroy somebody.
Mhm.
It takes 10 minutes. That's all really it needs. That's all you really need. You know, everything is public record.
Mhm.
You know, so. What? Any other questions? So, like I said, if you could prove fraud in any case,
When you mean destroy somebody, you mean on
you
paper?
destroy their character.
On paper.
You destroy their character.
Mm.
Basically, you destroy their character. Reservation of rights virus will destroy it. And these dictators, they don't like, you know, a challenge because they get exposed.
Yeah.
You know, fraud will expose them. And the problem with it when you start doing your litigation is for them the problem is the longer the litigation goes on, and the longer that they know that they are fraudulent and they continue with the fraudulent behavior, that's why they have no immunity, because now they know they are fraud and they are continuing with the fraud. So that's the main reason why they are stripped of their immunity from state laws, federal laws,
Yeah.
common law, constitutional law,